Okay, I am now recording. Hmm.
Let me know when you're recording.
Yeah, I am now.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, really? Let me turn up my
Did
voice
I
then.
hit? Oh, hold on. Sorry, that's on me. I muted by accident. Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh, wow.
So many technical issues. Oh my gosh.
Right?
My Lord.
It's finally working now, though. We're good.
Good. That's so funny.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, yeah. So, I saw quite a couple of issues. How
Mhm.
long have you been playing Apex for?
Since season zero, I've been playing it for about like almost since launch, honestly, but it hasn't been competitive. So
Hmm.
like about 5 years casual, maybe 1 year, a little bit of competitive.
Hmm. And you've been IGLing the whole time as competitive, or
Yeah, I've always been IGL.
okay? How what are the things that you're confident in as an IGL?
I'm very confident in my zone calls and my macro and being able to
Hmm.
manage team pressure, team tilt. I'm also pretty confident in what's it called? Calling fights as well. But I mean it didn't work out last time. So maybe I'm not as confident as I used to be, but that definitely used to be something that I was confident on was calling fights and being able to make sure that we aren't getting focused during third parties and making sure to reduce presence to make sure that we're not the center of attention during fights.
Hmm. Okay. Do you have a dedicated team?
Not as of right now, unfortunately. I am still working that out right now. I think I do have one dedicated person, but the other guy that I was playing with, he's mainly just doing it for fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It seemed like you guys were there just like to have a good time, but you were like the one who was like kind of locked in,
Hmm.
right? So, all right. What do you think is the thing that you're having the most difficulty with currently?
I think it's mainly just processing enough information or getting all the information to be able to make a correct call in order to basically just put us in the best position to stay alive. Because a lot of that for competitive is basically just staying alive until top five to being able to secure enough kills and get the win.
Yeah, that makes sense. The feeling that I got from watching you is that you're a fan of competitive too, that you watch quite a lot and you have um like you have an idea, like it seems like you've seen plays
Hmm.
before
Hmm.
and you've interpreted it your own way and you're like, okay, I've seen this, like I think we need to be here. Oh, sorry, give me like 2 minutes, my food, sir.
Yeah,
So
take your
sorry.
time. Oh, my mic isn't too loud.
Imagine if I just left you in the call
Oh
forever.
man. That would have sucked, but I would understand.
Um, okay. Yeah, am I off the mark there at all? It
No,
seems
definitely
like
not.
you. Who are the people that you admire? Who are the IGLs you admire? The players you
Um,
admire?
IGOs that I admire have to be, the obvious best in the game. How, honestly,
Yeah.
I've watched him pretty much since like the early TSM days. I've watched a lot of his
Hmm.
VODs. I've also watched a lot of Zero. Um, I've also watched a little bit of Hawkins as well. Um, but yeah, definitely Hal the most. I enjoy the way that he manages the team. It's very much Iron Fist at times, but he also takes a lot of feedback from his teammates as well.
Yeah, that's a great. Um, yeah, that's a really good way to describe his play style. At least like how at least parts of his play style.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, it seems like you want to always be doing something from what I've seen, right? And you want to be active.
Hmm.
It's just that if I can get it down to one thing, or I guess there's two things, but they're like both interconnected. You lack structure
Hmm. Okay.
and like knowing what to call when, because you have plays in your head, but you don't seem 100% confident if that's the play you should be making in that moment, you know?
Hmm.
And then to me, that's a lack of priorities, right? To me, that tells me that you don't know what to focus on in that situation,
Okay, that
in
makes a
that
lot of
like
sense.
particular ring. Yeah. Um, so again, what other issues do you think you're facing currently?
Definitely confidence. Knowing when to take certain fights and rings. And
Hmm.
definitely knowing what areas are definitely playable from certain POIs, especially because that was my first time doing random POI drops. And so
Yeah.
that was a huge shock to how I play the game as well, because usually I have like a determined rotation, but that time I was just like, you know what, this is random drops. I'm just gonna play with what the game gives me, and that kind of just it didn't work out in the end either. And so during a lot of my rotations, I had like a specific building that I wanted to play, but I wasn't. I guess that a lot of the places that I did want to play, I didn't have prio to, so it ended up just being to where we were just almost rotating in the open without a rotational character, and it was just putting us into bad spots.
Yeah, I agree. How do you normally rotate
Um,
if it wasn't randomized?
I would usually have a rotational character. I would definitely, look for ult excels and start scouting, seeing where teams are. And then if I have a specific building that I want to play, I would usually, use util to either eliminate that team or get them to back off so I could take that spot for my team.
Okay. Um, what do you do outside of Apex? Are you a student? Are you working?
Oh no, I'm a full-time employee.
Okay. So you're working?
Yeah.
How many days a week are you playing Apex and how many days a week are you scrimming?
So I just started scrimming, so that those was are my first time that for in years. But I do want to start scrimming about 3 to 4 times a week. I do play
Hmm.
Apex almost daily, depending on how I feel after work. But minimum, I play like 4 to 5 times a week.
Okay. And if you were to play with other people, would you have to be the IGL every time?
Oh no, definitely not. I'm open to playing other roles given the right circumstance and the right team. I am definitely not a
Yeah.
hardcore AGO. I can also listen and, um, you know, follow criticism and also, follow orders basically.
Yeah. You're open to other roles.
Yes, I'm very open.
Okay. Um, hmm. Let's see here. I do have a couple of other questions, other things that I'm curious about. But okay. So what POIs do you normally like to land? Do you like to land edge POIs, uh, zone POIs, flex POIs?
Definitely flex POIs. Because I like to basically um because there's definitely some POIs that I like landing on, like on Storm Point. I like landing on. Well, I guess these would be edge POIs. I like landing on Down Beast or Echo HQ. For E District, I like landing at Humbert Labs or somewhere like Daft Point. For World's Edge, I definitely like landing Sky West Trials, or somewhere like Stacks. So I would definitely say like some Edge POIs, but ones that are not hardcore Edge, to where I can also play Zone if it ends up being close as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's say you land World's Edge
Hmm.
at um let's say at Skyhook West and it land and then the ring ends at Stacks. How do you rotate?
So I would definitely try to loot the POI as quick as possible. I would probably land on trials and have my teammates land on close buildings, and then we meet up towards the towards the balloon, and then we would rotate, towards that crap. What's that POI with the lava called? I forget what it's called. And but we would basically be rotating towards Thermal Station, Mirage Etoile sort of area, and we would take
Hmm.
that southern edge side of the map and basically just do a semicircle into stacks.
Okay. What is your comp
My comp,
for that specific?
for that specific map,
Hmm.
let's see here. Given without the legend bands, it would probably be something like Bangalore, Caustic, and probably like Valk or some sort of a scan character.
Why a scan character? These aren't trick
Because
questions. I'm trying to get an understanding of how you think about the game.
yeah, definitely because of information. Sometimes if we don't have a ring console at our POI, it's good to have UAV to get like a good understanding of where teams are playing early. Just in case if I so I can have enough information to call a zone pull, so I don't have to 50-50 ring pulls just off of having no scan
Yeah,
from a controller character.
those are good reasons. Those are very good reasons. The more we work together, the more you'll see that I care more about the reasoning behind things. And there are
Yes.
certain behaviors that I'm going to like push you away from for sure,
Okay.
but and optimize may be better. But I really care that you understand why you're doing things, so that way you can do things on purpose.
Okay.
Right? Even pros at the highest level, they'll do something where they
They themselves
are
understand
successful
why.
but by accident. Yeah, exactly, and they don't really know, which is not good.
Hmm.
Okay, so from Edge, you usually play like scan character and then some sort of maybe Bangalore or something like that.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my first adjustment for you.
Okay.
Is it okay if I do that?
Yes, of course. Make as many adjustments as you want. I am a sponge right now.
Okay, great. I am going to suggest that you almost always play a portal character, right? Which you do, but you use that portal character as your primary form of rotation, right?
Okay.
And because there were, yeah, you use the portal character as your primary form of rotation, and then you adjust your portal character depending on the map.
Okay.
There's a reason. Um, so let me walk you through the reasoning for that first, What is the reasoning? Do you think I would want you on a Portal character no matter what? Not
It's
Bangalore, but specifically a Portal character for you.
yeah. It would probably be easiest for complete team rotations and to take as less damage as possible on traversal. Is what I would probably think.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really, really good. Great. What other reasons do you think?
Um, for someone like Wraith or Alter, you can also call back and retake the portal back just in case if that spot is bad. Is
That's
my guess on that.
true, but there's one other reason, and it's not obvious. Don't worry if you get it, if you don't
Okay.
get it. It's okay if you don't. It's
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah, I don't think I think I'm a little stumped on that one.
It's okay. So the reason is so you can scout,
Okay.
right? One of the things that I've noticed is here, I guess we can take a look at a screenshot here. Okay, so one of the things I noticed with you is that you lack quite a lot of information and you position yourself in situations where you don't have a lot of information, right?
Mm-hmm.
So almost all of these games, you try to run forward like at the beginning of the game, but as soon as fights start, you kind of don't have the information that you need,
Mm-hmm.
right, to make the right decision. Here's a really good one. Here's a good example. You want to, I could tell these first two games you were a little confused about what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Here you wanted to like work these guys, right? But then okay, watch this. You lead the charge forward first, right?
Yes.
And you're shooting out in the open, and you don't have information on what's happening here. So this is a bit of a role issue as well. One of the things I'd like for you to do is to have these guys kind of just like chill back and allow you to scout. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, one of the issues, and okay, so on Olympus, if do you have pen and paper? Actually, you're recording this, so it's perfectly fine.
I'm also
Oh, wait,
using my my notes app. I'm also taking notes as we go.
yeah, perfect. Okay, so I guess we'll pull up Paint. Okay, so for larger maps like Olympus, I guess larger isn't the right word, but Olympus
Or more
and
open
Storm
POIs.
Point. Yeah, the open POIs, exactly. The open maps. Storm Point. I want you on Wraith. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
On E District. And maybe World's Edge. On ED, you should probably play Alter unless she gets banned. And then you can always default back to Wraith. Okay. Your standard legend comp is almost always going to be Portal. You on Portal. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to have your control character. Probably start off with Caustic, then go into Catalyst or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You want to stay away from Rampart for your legend comp on Edge. What is the reason for that, you think?
Area control. Sort of like crowd control, and being able to lock
Yeah,
onto
well,
something easier.
why don't I want you on Rampart?
I would probably say Rampart's a little bit more of an offensive controller character rather than defensive.
Well, not you. I mean, sorry. Why don't I want your team to have a Rampart if you're playing from Edge?
Um, Probably the ultimate. It doesn't allow for it doesn't allow for, I would say, good 3v3 potential.
You're really close, actually. You're closer than you think you are.
Hmm.
It's because she's super slow.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you're playing from Edge, let's say here's the map, right? Here's a circle, and then here's like the ring. You start at A, and you like to go to the slow side of the ring, right?
Yes. Yes, that's usually my play.
Yeah, that's a smart play, right? Most of the time. The trick is, though, if you're on Rampart, you're constantly moving. You know, you're getting scan to scan, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, if there's a scan character that you should have, what scan character do you think you should be playing?
Um, let's see here. So someone like maybe Seer or Sparrow.
Why not Crypto?
Actually, yeah. No, I forgot about Crypto. Yeah, Crypto's the best one
Mhm.
for that. You're right.
Maybe, right? The trick is though with Crypto, you need somebody who is a good Crypto. If you
Yes,
have
I
somebody
agree.
who's not a good Crypto, you're kind of screwed, right?
Hmm.
So, if you want, I would suggest maybe Sparrow, right?
Yes.
From Edge, because you can, like here, let's say you're going to from A to B, right? And then there's a scan at C. As you're going to B, you can just hit that scan, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, boom, we got that scan. Nice.
But
We're going
with
to B.
Sparrow,
Now we
it
know where to
also
go.
scans from distance.
Exactly. Right. It'll save you a lot of time in your rotations. Okay. So from now on, the next scrims that you play, I'm going to suggest that you do Portal Control Sparrow, right?
Hmm.
And if Sparrow gets banned, try to switch to maybe Crypto. Um, you can do Seer, but Seer's a little tricky. You have to really. Seer is about stalling fights, right? And
Yes.
then pushing together as a team at the right time.
Hmm.
But your teams aren't really that coordinated.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. Since you don't have a dedicated team, it means you don't have a guaranteed level of fighting ability,
Yeah.
which
That's very
means,
true.
yeah, which means that we have to lean into your strengths, which is why I want you in Portal characters, right?
Hmm.
You have plays that you want to do, but you can't do them. So remember, this is Olympus.
Yeah,
On
picking Alter
Olympus,
was
you,
probably an awful choice there.
yeah, taking this fight is a little crazy, but when you're on Olympus, do we want you on Altar or do we want you on Wraith?
It's gonna be Wraith for sure.
Okay, most of the time, right?
Yes.
Obviously, there are bans. Now, no matter where you are on the map, because of random locations, right? You get to always have portal, right?
Mhm.
You'll always have scan to give you information for your rotations and where to be and where not to be,
Yeah.
right? And you'll always have a character to help you stabilize.
Hmm.
Now, this kind of comp that we're talking about is not a comp where you sit on your hands in a power position all the time, right?
Okay.
You're constantly looking for openings once you have a power position. But here's my question. Um, when you do not have a power position, what is like the first thing you should be thinking of, no matter what?
Trying to find a playable spot that doesn't allow for other teams to basically overwhelm you.
That's true, but that's actually step two.
Okay.
What's more important before that?
Scouting
And even before that, actually.
even before
It's a
that.
good answer. I'm telling you this because pros don't even understand this.
Okay. Um, Maybe coming up with a game plan before you get there, just in case.
Nope. It's really hard to, once I point it out, you'll understand it
Okay.
immediately. And you'll see it all the time. It is to play small.
Okay.
You want the least amount of attention on you at all times if you do not have a power position, right?
Yeah.
Because what that does is you are telegraphing your play to everybody, right? And what if and then these guys start shooting you. Let's see here. Team A
Hmm.
starts shooting you, right? And what does that do to the other teams around you?
It makes them focus. It starts making them look at to see where their opportunities can come from.
Yeah, which is exactly what happened here,
Yeah,
right?
I realize that now. Yes.
Yeah. You guys are pushing from a non-power position, which isn't terrible, right?
Onto a power
But this is
position.
this is much easier to do from with the Bangalore and the Wraith. Do you think you have the ideal legend comp to make this push?
Definitely not, unfortunately.
Okay. So, your priority when you do not have a power position is to have low attention. And the comm I want to hear is play small. Don't shoot. Don't bring any attention,
Okay.
right? That way you're not telegraphing your position because you can't afford to have people look at you. Watch how this cascades, like easily, right? From here. Imagine if these guys didn't know you were here. You guys like kind of walked up, you walked up here by yourself, you know? They didn't see you walk up and you're here and then you portal in and you guys take that fight here. That would have been a very different fight. I don't think it's a good fight, right? We're gonna work on your individual skills as well. But yeah, see what happens?
Then we have to
So
retreat.
We're on building. We're like, I don't know.
Yep.
I'm going
Come this way. Come this way. Come this way. Follow me. Follow
Yeah.
my path.
I understand what you're trying to do here. You're trying to hold high ground. And then if you're hoping that if you get high ground, the rest of your game, you're not thinking about this ring, you're thinking about the rest of the ring. Am I wrong?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, you're thinking about like ring 3 and ring 4,
Mhm.
which is a really good sign. It's just that you don't need to do this, right?
Okay.
And if you are going to do this, be very confident in your team's fighting skill, right? Not their ability to do damage, but their ability to stay alive.
Mhm.
That's very, very different. And if you can't rely on that, you're going to have to lean towards your strengths, which is rotations, right?
Mhm.
Imagine if you had Wraith and you were down here, right, at Solar Array. Do you think you still could have had a good game?
I honestly believe so. Yes.
No, I agree too. You're forcing things here, right?
Mhm.
So same thing here. You don't need to be on Valkyrie, right? Because when you're Valk, you
I
usually want to
realized that
pair.
after. I was like, God damn it! I was like, this comp isn't gonna work, especially with where we are, because Valkyrie is meant for edge to be able
Mm-hmm.
to, get that big rotation, makes big distance crosses. But as soon as I saw the ring, I was like, this is gonna be very difficult to play. I don't have a
Yeah.
character that's gonna be easily traversing here, and I have Maggie that is really good on open terrain, and then Caustic that can lock down a building. So the only good character that I picked here was Caustic, and the other
Mm-hmm.
two were just kind of bodies on the map at this point.
This would have been fine, but it's just the way that you play. You can't like this requires like a good amount of team coordination, which your team doesn't have, right?
Yeah.
You're the one scouting for information, and these guys look at how they're moving in the minimap. They're just trailing after you,
Hmm.
right? See, they're just like doing their own thing, and then they trail after you. So here, imagine if you had a Wraith here.
I would have survived.
To, yeah,
Because I know which part you're referring to. It's when I walk up to that team on the other side and get fried.
yeah, right here. Okay.
Yep. If I had a wraith, I queue out and we restabilize.
Exactly. And if you had a Sparrow and a Wraith, you guys could have played downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like fucked with people, right?
Yes.
You have like some sort of escape plan, some way that allows you to escape. Now, what is the reason I think I want you on Sparrow besides the
Um.
scan?
It's also
Think
crowd
about his
control
abilities.
with his ultimate. It denies
Yeah.
his space.
Is it just offensive?
No, it's also defensive. It stops people from coming in because it stuns.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So we made our first adjustment outside of the game.
Mm-hmm.
As you get better, you're going to find other playstyles and other legend comps that you're going to lean on. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm not, don't worry, I'm not a sir. Don't worry about that. I'm not an authority. If there's anything that you disagree with me on,
I
right,
definitely
just let
agree
me
with
know. If
everything
there's,
right now. Like I said, you are the most you're the more informed here. There's probably
yes,
not
but I
many
also
things
want
that
you
I
to
know.
have,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you're open. But again, if there's anytime you disagree, I'll thank you for it. I promise.
Okay.
Right. When I first joined 100 Thieves, it wasn't as their coach, it was actually as a consultant
Ah.
to their team and as to their coach. I was just helping the team out. And everyone was telling me that, oh man, Jen Burton's like really disrespectful. He tells you he disagrees with you all the time.
I
And
mean,
I
having
found I
discourse is fine. You know, it's actually pretty healthy. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? What happened? Okay, let's see here. Navigate to user settings. Description tab.